Welcome to the Real Salty Podcast. Please join Stephanie and Caitlin as we dive into life in Florida, the good, the salty, and everything in between. We'll chat about real estate, family, sports, building a community, and all the unique things that make living in the Sunshine State so special. Plus, we'll bring on some amazing special guests to share their stories and expertise along the way. So grab your favorite drink and get ready to laugh, learn, and get a little salty with us.
Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of the Real Salty Podcast. Of course, my name is Caitlin and I'm here with my bestie, Stephanie.
Hello.
Hello. I was going to say, as you guys are noticing, the studio is starting to come together.
Yes, we have all these plans. We have all these plans.
If you guys tuned in for the episode last time, we gave you a little sneak peek of kind of what we've had been going on behind the scenes. We have been very busy in the month of March, contrary to popular belief. We did take a little bit of a spring break for a couple of reasons, personal and professional, because there's a whole revamping here on the podcast side that we're very excited to start bringing to you guys.
Yeah.
But girl, I mean, it's April.
It's April. It's April. April 7th. Oh my gosh. It's unbelievable. Yeah. And because Easter's so late.
It is, but now all of a sudden it seems like it's upon us.
It is. And we've got probably 2-3 more weeks of just the busyness right here in the beaches, which is good. Which is really good, I think. Yeah. I think it's good for everyone.
I think it's good for everyone.
Yeah, especially some of these restaurants that have been bouncing to get back open. I mean, the Don Cesar just opened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, April 1st.
Good.
Yeah.
April 1st. God bless them.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was definitely not a fool's joke down there. The Don Cesar, the historical hotel.
Yes.
That is kind of like the bookend.
It is. Of all bookends in a lot of ways.
It's epic. If you haven't had a chance to visit or if you're interested in knowing what we talk, it's a beautiful hotel.
It's a pink hotel.
It is a pink hotel,
pretty. But they had to go through some historical permits. So it took a little bit longer for them.
And that's what I was about to say. Given the fact that this is a historical structure, it's been used for multiple different usages, including during wartime.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. As a hospital.
They do have to abide by, I would assume, those National Historical Registry.
And that's actually what saved it from ever getting destroyed during a couple of ownership changes. Is because they made it historic. But so that's opened back up. A lot of the little ones are starting
a lot of red tape.
It does.
For them to follow through to get it done.
Yeah, it definitely does. But so we got a couple more weeks.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, my weekend was pretty quiet. I felt like, I mean, social media, if you didn't, it was like, who's going to post now about the boat fail?
I know. Girl. Okay, so it is warming up down here. Yeah. I have it on good authority. The water temperature is at 78 degrees.
Yeah, 78 degrees, exactly. Yep. Sandbars are in full effect. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The cute little lady that does, like, the fruit.
Yes.
Yeah, she's so sweet. I don't remember her name. I'll have to find out what her name. What is it? I forgot. I have to find out. She goes by my dock all the time. She was so sweet.
We will figure out her business
makes pineapples and stuff.
I would love to give her a shout out because she has like literally this canoe essentially with like this big huge feather flag on it, and she rolls up to your boats or on the sandbar, and she has whole coconuts and pineapples, and she makes you like the fresh island drinks like right then and there. I don't know. I've never actually ordered a drink from her. Does she have alcohol?
I actually don't know either. I just always go, oh, she's so cute how she does that. But so islands the little sandbars are in full effect right now, and they're planning out all of their weekend things that they're going to do. But over this weekend, there was
a hot mess.
There was a hot mess
of a recording.
Yes, a captain in Tarpon Springs.
I mean, he's everywhere now, so I think we can just call him Captain Brock.
Yes.
Talking about.
I know.
Shout out to the Captain Brocks that are not Captain Brocks.
Yeah, I can see that too. I've even seen that there's one from Punta Gorda that was worried that people are going to think that's him.
That he's the Brock. Right.
And and so this whole thing went viral because he jumped on another person's boat, which is, in the world of boating, you don't do that first and foremost.
There's a reason that you had that cute little saying, technically, permission to come aboard.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking maritime pirate ship.
No, it's like
pirates, like you have to, and I think that's what one of the charges was illegally boarding a vessel.
Yes, it was.
Like that.
Yes, and they used the video from that. But I think the other thing was the one that was on the boat was a minor on top of it. So
he was.
I think he was upset about him not having lights on, right?
That was the. Right?
I don't remember. He was young.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cussing me out?
Nah, that was the dude in that boat. Were you the one that came through the middle of the bridge? Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I was here, but you ran in front of the other dude over there. Bro, you ran right through the middle of the bridge while we were all fishing.
In the middle of the fucking night, the guy didn't have any lights on. Shit, yes I can.
All right, bro. What are you trying to do, bro?
What am I trying to
What are you trying to do, bro?
You want to fucking go?
I don't want to fucking go. I want you to get the fuck out of here.
Big tough guy?
Tough guy? You pulled up on me, motherfucker.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
Nah, shit. I'm fishing, you fucking... Like, bro, get out of here.
If your guy doesn't have his fucking lights
That's
on,
not my guy, bro. That's just another fucking dude, bro.
you have to have lights on.
My lights were on, bro.
Motherfucking lights.
My lights were on.
Somebody hits you, guess what the fuck happens? You die, nothing happens to me.
Right, okay, bro. Keep thinking that.
No, that's the fucking truth, dude.
All right, bro. Keep thinking that.
Put your fucking lights on.
Bro, my lights were on. I wasn't sitting there. Okay, that's not my dude, bro.
Cuss me the fuck out for it.
Bro, I said, bro, you almost fucking hit him. The other dude was fucking cussing you out.
I almost hit him because he didn't have his motherfucking lights on.
Bro, you shouldn't come flying through the middle of the bridge. You know people fish here, bro.
Dude,
I'm sorry, man. I don't know if that's what you want to hear, bro.
yeah, you should apologize, motherfucker.
But, bro,
You're on the water more than you can possibly fathom in your wild
Me-
motherfucking dreams.
me too, bro. I'm out here all the time, bro.
I'm 300 days a year on the motherfucking water.
All right, bro.
Every day, I'm the best charter captain you'll ever meet in your motherfucking life.
All right,
If
bro.
you cuss me out,
Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Please, bro.
don't hit the fucking fire.
Please, okay, please, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro. Bro, I'm a kid, bro. Please.
Apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
You're gonna cuss me the fuck out.
All right, bro.
In the middle of the
No, bro.
Get out.
Please, bro.
Take
Please,
me back to my
bro.
boat.
Okay. Please.
Fucking apologize.
I'm sorry, bro. That was not me, bro.
Yes, it was,
I know I
motherfucker.
was here, but my buddy was
Take
on the
me
boat.
back to my
Yes,
fucking
sir.
boat.
I'm a kid, bro. Please, bro.
I don't care. You don't cuss me
Yes,
the fuck
sir.
out.
All
and
right.
talk shit to me, motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
You don't do it.
Either way, he's a child. Like it's very clear in this video. This kid is, I will give him this, respectfully disagreeing that it was not him that this guy came back looking for with a vengeance.
Yes.
Okay. Basically, the story was told that there were two boats that were fishing underneath the bridge, actually down near in Sarasota.
Yeah.
It's not even that close.
I think.
to us.
I think it was by the Skyway.
Right. But there were two boats that were fishing, and apparently Captain Brock, when he went raging through underneath the bridge, he didn't slow down whatsoever.
No.
And I think that a lot of the bridges, anyway, are no wake.
No, they're no wake.
They're
Yeah,
no
you can't
wake.
go
You're
fast.
not supposed to go fast
Yeah.
either way.
No.
So I guess he had a bad day and then came back.
He's
and
having a bad
decided
day
that
now.
He was going, great. Good luck with your life. That he came back from whatever it was that his crew went out for. And for now we know that they were going on like a highlight tour to basically catch video to feature their charter business and the fishing that they offer through their business or his
Was business. Yeah.
and they didn't have good luck.
No.
So you butthurt about that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can psychoanalyze the hell out of this guy.
about it. He
I'm
must
like,
have been. There's no other reason that someone would act like that. In the world of videos, I mean, all I know is that thank God there was no videos when I was in high school and college, but for the love of God, there are now.
But see, this is an instance where thank God that boy, I'm going to call him because I don't know.
Because he was young.
He's
right.
young.
He was young.
He's young. You can hear it. Like he's pulling up and God, I don't remember how it starts, but basically Brock starts yelling at him and he's like, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
He's yelling at him for being under the bridge fishing.
Yeah.
And then
without
accusing
some
him of
lights
not
on, I
having
think.
lights on.
Yeah.
And the kid said, that was the other boat. I was here and I had my lights
Yeah.
on. And the guy just will not let it. He keeps going, what do you want to do about it? And he's like, I want you to leave me alone.
Right.
I just want you to go
Right.
away.
Right.
And he just kept and he kept and he kept. And I've watched this video so many times now because, again, like we talked about, everybody has a phone.
Yes.
Everybody has a camera.
Everyone.
There are some instances where I'm glad that this actually got caught because you think about all the shit that has happened back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And no one was ever
And
held
no one was,
accountable
yes,
for their
exactly.
bullshit.
Yeah, and he got arrested over it just from the video.
He did get arrested over it, and I think he should have got arrested
Yeah.
over it because he very clearly was the ongoing instigator. This
Just
kid
kept
is trying to
going.
diffuse it over and over
Yeah.
and over and over and over. And when that guy finally steps off his own boat onto that boat, he is playing chicken with the kid around the center console of
Yeah.
the boat. And the kid, you can hear him almost crying, "Please, man, no,
Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
man."
Yeah, he's
please.
like, when he jumped on
Please.
his boat, I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Well,
Yeah,
and
it's just so sad.
There's a lot of people out there that are saying, you try that shit on my boat, you're gonna
Yeah.
get shot.
Exactly.
You're gonna
Well,
get
yeah.
shot, and they would be within their rights. I mean, do you want that on
Yes.
your conscience at the end of the day? No.
No.
But who's this? Who's
It's
this?
Florida.
This kid obviously.
I mean,
this guy had already made it abundantly clear that he didn't know what he was capable of, and then all of a sudden he's in his
yes.
face.
Yeah.
What if that asshat would have had a gun?
Oh, well,
What if
I
he
mean,
would have knocked him out? In
that's
the
right.
water?
That's right. All of those things. I mean, I drove by some guy and he must have been happy with me not putting a blinker on or something. And he did the old, like he had with his finger. I was like, oh my God, what is that? But it's Florida, you know?
It is, but I mean,
It's like, it's just the world right now too. And everyone's on the edge. And every single social media, like platform outlet, I felt like shared that video.
100%.
And then I saw it on the news and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Game over. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just unfortunate for anyone. I mean, anyone in that situation. I mean, we all don't have moments that are great in our life.
No.
That's for sure. And I certainly, but I mean, within 12 hours, or at least from when I saw like it happening and then it went viral. Yeah. Then the video was released.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a very successful captain.
Yeah.
And was running a very successful
Charter
business,
business, yeah.
charter business.
Yep.
And his business had permanently closed, probably because he was getting reviews
Yes.
that, you know, that people were chiming in. I mean,
Now,
the keyboard warriors out there
Correct.
were definitely chiming in.
and I'm not saying that the keyboard warriors were not in there with like, get it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, but dogpile on the rabbit. Like,
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is going to be sad that he basically was the face of this business.
The
If you
business.
look at the photos that are associated. It looks like there's multiple people that work
Yeah.
there.
No,
So
I'm
that's
sure.
sad.
I'm sure.
For the people whose lives are going to be inadvertently affected. They
And
don't have
his
a job
family.
now. And his family. I want to give the benefit of the doubt that he doesn't have like,
I think he has kids.
well, and they're kids. So
Yeah.
can't even make the comment. Like, I'm sure his wife and kids aren't assholes.
Right.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. You don't go after kids.
Yeah.
And the wife or the partner and everything like that. I do feel bad.
Yeah.
I do feel bad. I
Yeah.
feel bad for his parents. I feel bad for anybody that's ever been in his orbit.
Yeah.
The thing about this is too, is that when you actually look at his arrest record, this actually made me think about the failure as not a country, but his support systems around him, mental health. The
Yeah.
guy obviously
I think
has
it
an
had been a
arrest record.
while, right? It had been a while since anything had happened.
Well, basically, he was very busy from 2009
Yes.
till 2018.
Yes.
And again, I'm not saying that people can't change,
right.
but
Yeah.
somebody had to see some relapsing symptoms.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so too. It's unfortunate. I mean, but you know, the whole reason we brought it up was because of the boat safety that's out there. Like, we are the boating capital of the world.
Exactly.
It is required for you to have all these different licenses, whether you're fishing, boating, whatever it might be. And I mean, the boating world is just a culture that is supposed to be like take care of each other. And that just wasn't, unfortunately.
No.
And I don't want that to give this area a bad rep that,
No.
you know, if you go on that fishing charters are like that. A lot of people have aspirations to run their own fishing charter, and
Yeah.
it takes a lot of hours to get your captain's
get your
license.
captain's
I mean, it
license,
is like an insane commitment.
100%.
Insane. That is not paid
Nope.
commitment to get your captain's license, and to then bounce up and be able to create a business out of it is a really amazing thing. And it's super unfortunate that, you know, he folded everything that was around him.
Over that. Yeah, one day.
Just crazy.
You know, I know that there's also the guys that were on the boat with him. And
Yeah.
I've watched this video over and over again, and they're all just sitting there with their heads down, like, Not interjecting, not being like holding him back, grabbing him by the scruff, or being like, "Yo, it's done." Like, that's enough. That's enough. You know.
Yeah, one of them had to come on and say why he did it and that he regrets it, and like
I can imagine it all escalating very quickly.
Very quickly, and the time frame that they show is not a long time.
No, it's a few minutes.
It's a few minutes, but it's enough for it to be like, dude, let's just keep going.
It was the circle back when he then got the boat that close to him again, and he wound up boarding.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even get a boat that close without it being dangerous to begin with.
I didn't understand why no one on that boat. I was trying to look and see if their mouths were moving. Yeah. Are they looking at him? Are they touching him?
Yeah.
Is anybody?
Is anyone? Trying to hold him back.
It was like they were just ghosts on the boat.
It's crazy. It's crazy, but it was all over social media this week, and I feel like that's all that I even saw over the weekend.
Well, and I think too, there's been a couple of videos that have been released now of other
yes.
The Starlight Cruise line, which is like a dinner cruise.
It's out of Blinds Pass. Right?
I think it is out of St. Pete Beach. Blinds Pass.
Yeah. Flynn went on that a couple of weeks ago for his 16th birthday. It was very sweet that they did that for his 16th birthday. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. Is that they show another boat
speeding,
creating a wake.
Yes,
ultimately that's the problem. Is that they're creating a wake. Yeah,
like that video, you couldn't even see that. I know it was taken over the rail, but you couldn't even see the space in between that boat and that boat.
No, you couldn't. And then they circled back around, and then now everyone's got their camera out.
That was what was funny to me when that boat circled back around the Starlight Cruise, and then they went by like creepers with their phones out. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I don't even know. I mean, there's no way that in the boating world, you just couldn't even yell someone to something.
No.
And for people to even say like, oh, they were yelling this at me. No, they weren't. The way that they came up on them, no one was yelling anything.
Nobody. The whatever crew member for the dinner cruise was on the bow. And he literally is just like, what is this guy doing? Why is he doing that?
Yeah,
like,
because he's creating these massive waves.
Low tone, was not yelling at the guy. Like, he was just like, what is happening right now? Just confused.
Yeah, and a dinner cruises at like 10 miles an hour.
So slow.
And this one was coming across probably minimum 40.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
It was just so stupid.
But then I will say something, though. So the people that work for us at Woody's, they all like boats. So every single time I was looking through the video, I was like, please tell me it's not one of our employees. Please tell me I'm not going to see one of my employees doing that. I mean, they're all wonderful, wonderful, young adults. But, you get caught up in the moment sometimes, and sometimes you're just not a young, wonderful adult, right?
No.
And that, so I was...
And I can't even say that I would be willing to bet money that they would be the ones acting the fool. I come to find that the people now that are showing their asses are of an age.
Yes.
Are an age.
Yeah.
That you should know better.
Yeah, you should know better.
You should know better.
Especially when there's just rules of boating.
I
know, there's just rules of boating.
A 40-plus year man.
Yeah, there's like a ton of kids that are always fishing that are down by John's Pass.
Yeah.
They're just kids. They're literally just kids. And all they're trying to do is catch a sheephead, catch a snook. And of course, those are both bottom feeders. Those are both go after the barnacles.
Yep.
And so they're near the docks. And you can't fish on the docks during certain hours. And so we're constantly telling them, you got to move away. But it's truly for their own safety, because we're moving jet skis and there's lines snagged all the way, and we don't want anyone to get hurt, and there's fishing line everywhere, and but and those are kids. We know that they're high school kids that are just trying to figure out everything. But nonetheless, agreed. It's that was what we saw all weekend, right?
It's been everywhere. All the social pages, like we talked about, news syndicates, things like that. I mean, I guess we'll just wait to the next dumpster fire video, and then
that's just it. Is that that's just going to be the thing in the corner? Yeah, you'll wait till the next shark bite. The next shark bite will deter that,
right?
Yeah. Well, not in this area, at least.
No,
not in this area.
No,
but we do have some good stuff coming up, right? I saw some announcements coming up in April. Which
April.
First of all, going.
Yes, we're going to all of them.
Yeah, we're going to all of them
Yeah.
so that we can tell everyone what was going on. But the city of Madeira Beach is doing some fantastic things to try and pull the community together.
They really
Answer
are.
any questions.
Yeah.
So you have those dates,
I
right?
do. I have them here. So the month of April is going to be a big month. Let's also not forget that Easter is on the 20th.
Yep.
That's also Trent's birthday.
Yay.
And so that's going to be a little later this year, but there's going to be, I feel like that weekend's going to be pretty busy on the beaches.
Yeah, it will
So-
be. Yeah. A lot of people come in. We haven't seen the Northeast yet.
Got it.
The Northeast usually comes in around Easter. That's
Bring
when their
it.
spring breaks are. So
On down.
we haven't seen it. We're just finishing up Indiana is what we've seen.
Indiana.
Yeah, so the little bit of a lapse, and then we'll see the Northeast.
I'm not going to lie. There's been a couple of their license plates that I've had some choice
Yeah.
words for.
Some
so I'll
Illinois
be
ones too.
Well,
Yeah, some Illinois ones too.
I don't know. I haven't personally had a lot of run-ins with cursing the Illinois license plates.
Yeah.
It's the Indiana
Yeah,
and the Ohio.
Yeah.
God bless
just
you.
not knowing where
We're
they're going.
happy that you're here.
Yeah,
But if there's a right lane, get in the right lane.
get in the right lane.
Get in the right lane.
Yeah.
Get in
Well,
the right
and I think Gulf Boulevard, I mean, what do they say? Someone gets hit every single day in Gulf Boulevard. Is that, you go and you have this community that has crosswalks. And when you don't come from a community of crosswalks,
Correct.
it's really hard to see and know that you need to stop. I mean, thank goodness. I remember Gulf Boulevard before they had the blinking lights.
Yeah.
And I would blow through it. I mean, I wasn't living here at the time, but I'd blow through it like, wait, what? You have pedestrians? I don't come from a town that has pedestrians.
Well, and see, dude,
No one walks anywhere.
You're absolutely right, because if you don't come from a community like that, it's like, yeah, I was raised to look both ways. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not a dirt. I'm
left, right, left.
One way, exactly. I mean, like if it's in, Trent,
And the people are bolting.
Trent took it perfect or put it perfectly when we moved here. He's like, I mean, if the traffic's clear, why can't I go?
Right.
And it's like, well,
Yeah.
that's subject
Yeah.
to personal interpretation.
Yes.
Like, what if someone's coming without their lights on?
Yes. Exactly.
That's
exactly.
that's a whose fault? Right?
That's right.
Well,
That's
actually,
right.
we know who loses, but
But
anyway, so yes, there's a couple events coming up, and this might actually be, we've continued to have conversations about hurricane relief or not relief, but cleanup and
Yeah.
where we're at and bouncing back as a community and business owners and residents and things like that. So specifically, Madeira Beach is having their very own, which is going to be called Conversations with the Mayor. This is on April 17th at the Mad Beach Brewing Company in Johns Pass, which is on the second floor there off of Village Boulevard.
yeah, flights for everyone.
Right? Let's do it. You know
Let's-
what? You have to have 3 people for them to give you the
Okay, we got to recruit someone.
I don't think that's going to be
I don't think so either.
but who will be our lucky picker? So, but
Anyone want to be our lucky picker?
I think we
Flights
could
for everyone.
get, I think we could get.
I think we
a
could.
Couple, it also has sangria. So
Yes.
that's fair. This is on April 17th. This is at noon. So again, this is a conversation over lunch. Our lovely mayor, Anne Marie Brooks, is going to be there for an open, informal lunch discussion. You can bring questions, ideas, or simply just listen to what's going on within our community. There's also going to be an opportunity to connect with fellow community members and food.
And food.
And flights and beer. So let's go. So
That's a great location too. I love Mad Beach.
I do
I
too.
wish it was downstairs because I think it would be really amazing to be downstairs. But they do a fantastic job there.
Hey, maybe next time we can have it at the new cigar
Maybe.
bar, because have you seen what they've done? To
Yes.
our there.
I
next
was-
to the
yeah.
Mad
Did
Beach?
they take over another?
They did. It
Yeah,
was a
they
shop.
had to.
Yep. It
Yeah,
was
the
a
cigar
retail
shop that's
yeah.
downstairs. It's next to the Mad Beach
Mad
pub.
Yeah.
The cigar shop, which
That's
my
exactly-
nephew frequented a
It's
lot.
been there forever.
It's been there forever. They took over the next door,
Yep.
and it is like, and they're putting a deli back there.
It is
too.
a lounge.
Yeah,
It is
it's a lounge,
it's
and they're bringing in a deli.
It almost looks like, and I don't want to discount this because I know they carry very high end.
Yes, they do.
Things,
Yeah, they do.
But it's almost like a superstore now.
Y-
Because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
beautiful
right,
and
right.
bright and light, and
Yes.
there's aisles and
Yeah,
of humidors and
yeah, and they do a good job in the morning too with coffee and stuff. And a little
Oh.
breakfast place. I don't know if they serve any breakfast. I just know that people are sitting outside on the picnic tables.
Well,
and
the
stuff
espresso
with
and a
chips.
cigar will fit into your model diet, so there you go.
Perfect
All right, so we got that on the 17th.
model diet.
I just remember, I don't know, it's like in the 90s, all they did was
Espresso and cigar.
coffee and
That's
cigarettes.
great.
Yeah, coffee and cigarettes. So, okay, next one is going to be a little bit more open for multiple beach towns. So this is going to be what's called the 2025 State of the Beaches Mayor's
Oh, State of the
Town.
Beaches.
Yeah, so this is going to be on Thursday, April
Ladies and
24th.
gentlemen, the president of Like the Speaker of the House.
Yes.
You think they'll do that?
Maybe. And then they go boom, boom, and the doors open.
I'm pretty sure that I might do that. No, I think both.
They do the boom, boom,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and then,
right.
yeah.
I don't know.
Either way, for the Queen.
Either way, we need to get some double doors open for it. So
we do.
Thursday.
Well, it depends on who's walking out.
Well,
then we might want to just keep them shut.
if we control the doors, then we could let one of them accidentally close and be like, "Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. My bad.
I don't know which mayor we're doing it to. Because
I don't know either.
All right, 2025 State of the Beaches Mayor's Town Hall. This is Thursday, April 24th. This will be from 5:30 to 7 p.m.
Oh, a nighttime.
That's
happy
right.
hour.
So bring your own flasks.
Right.
This is actually at the City of Madeira Beach City Hall. So,
oh, wow.
and-
They'll probably have to have TVs and stuff outside.
Well, they're probably, because at this point it looks like, so this is actually being hosted by the St. Petersburg College and Pinellas Beaches Chamber. This is a conversation about the state of the beaches with several mayors.
Oh,
so it's going to
nice.
have multiple mayors from some of these little beach towns around here, not just
Uh-huh.
Madeira Beach. Each mayor will have an opportunity to share what is happening in their respective cities. And this is a big deal because they're going to have it moderated by a former Spectrum Bay News 9 news anchor.
Very
So
nice.
We'll make sure
You think it's like
plays nice.
Beckons? What is it? Better Call Beckons? Shannon Beckons from, that's NBC actually.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it said former, so
Oh,
we know she's
yeah,
still working.
And she's
so it can't
working
be
at hers.
Yeah, she's got plenty of problems to fix for
Yeah,
the
she
people.
does.
Better call Becca.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we could get her on
Maybe.
here. I would love that.
Maybe.
So there's a couple events coming up. So if you guys have any questions, again, we'll go ahead and make sure that we mention this again in our next podcast because they both will still have yet to be to happen.
Yeah,
when we record
that's
again.
good.
So,
I think that's good. It's been a couple of months. I mean, they do a lot of meetings and they're constantly having workshops,
correct.
but it'll be nice to just kind of hear the state of everything.
I'm going to be interested to see, like, I know that there's particularly some of our surrounding cities that we're hearing a lot.
Yeah.
Of, like, specifically Treasure
Everyone's
Island,
in a different place.
Reddington.
Yeah.
The Reddington.
Oh, I heard even Seminole over the weekend.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because there was some areas near, so Seminole obviously has Seminole Lake there,
Correct.
right? And the dam did
I
not
think
work.
a lot of the Seminole, too, is almost a peninsula in
Yeah,
itself.
it is.
Of
Yeah.
a
It
littler
is.
bay than Tampa Bay.
It is, and it surrounds it pretty much surrounds all of the little beaches right here.
Yes.
So, but during Helene, the dam broke over by that Home Depot
Yep.
or didn't operate properly so that they could let the flow keep
Correct.
going.
Yep.
And so a lot of the,
Well, at one point, all the water was
in my subdivision,
Well, yes. Which brings me to another answer. I've been watching a house in your subdivision go down, and I'm just going to say, like, you might have a new neighbor.
that would be amazing.
I know. That's what the people want.
I mean, it is what the people
We could
want.
record right there in the pool.
We could.
It's overlooking the golf course. There it is. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to
Okay.
Trent about it.
Okay. Is that the one,
It
sir?
keeps going down. It just went down.
Is it the Surrey one?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know which one that is.
Yeah.
That one's. I love the door.
I know.
Yeah,
The only thing I
they
don't
did
like
an
about
open
the
house over
kitchen-
the weekend.
Yeah,
I said,
I don't
oh,
like
I
the
don't. I
kitchen
haven't looked on the
small.
inside
Yeah,
actually.
but it's okay. It's okay.
It's fine. We can work with it.
So
We
there's
can
a
work
lake.
with it.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lake. So Lake Seminole, and near the Home Depot on Park Boulevard,
Yes.
did not operate properly.
It failed.
It totally failed. So
in
where
and out, whichever. It doesn't
they
matter.
couldn't get it to go, I believe, I'm totally guessing based on what happened.
Mhm.
They couldn't get it to go down
Okay.
so that the water would go into the rest of the lake.
Yes.
And
That
so
makes sense.
everything from the north side of that became like, I don't know, a creek that you could walk across when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And then everything south of it just flooded that whole neighborhood. Long Bayou, over by Seminole Isle, right in
Seminole Country Club.
yes, exactly, over in those areas.
Well, and it's the thing is, I think about Seminole Lake specifically is like they have that beautiful park. Was it
Yeah.
Seminole Park? That
yeah,
also
yeah,
surrounds
yeah.
it.
That took
They
them
have-
forever to build.
It's a beautiful park.
It's
and
gorgeous. For kids, oh
sprawling,
my
and
gosh,
there's
it's
multiple little like conservation area
Yeah,
things
yeah.
that you can book things,
Yeah.
playgrounds,
Playgrounds and
trails,
everything.
things like that, boat ramps.
Yeah,
But I just remember somebody telling me, multiple people actually telling me, you better be careful. There's a ton of gators.
Oh,
in
there's
that
a ton
lake.
of them.
A ton of gators.
oh
in
no,
the
there's a
lake.
ton of them.
So when I heard about
Oh,
the
yeah.
water level dropping and you could walk out there like
Oh,
in
yeah.
some tsunami wave suck back,
Yeah.
right? I was just thinking, where are all the gators?
Well, they were probably on Lake Seminole Park, which is why they had to close that down for
Oh,
months.
God, that would have been a steep,
Because it's taken months for the water to actually normalize.
Yeah.
But no, you couldn't. There's a boat slip, a couple of them.
Yeah.
And you can park your boat at Lake Seminole, and then you can go out on the water.
Yep.
So we've done that with jet skis to test them at times when we get them fixed or whatever, or we're checking out if we were going to buy one.
Right.
And there is never, ever, ever been a time that we're not unloading, like backing the jet ski into the water, and you see the little gators. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's never been a time. Never been a time. I mean, but it's their world. And that's a man-made lake, which is amazing too.
Yeah. It is.
So
it's very
to help with the farming that they had forever ago, because that's all the Pinellas County used to be was farmland. Before everyone thought it was beautiful.
Before we all
decided that living on the beach was luxurious. Everyone thought only fishermen people do that.
Popular belief, right?
I know.
What's that saying where it's like, tell me something that's white trash unless you're rich. And it's like Florida.
Florida.
No.
You can be both.
Well, you didn't, like I said.
You can be both.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about a Florida man enough.
Florida man.
You're going to find them everywhere.
You're going to find them everywhere.
They're everywhere.
There's not one day that still doesn't go by that I'm not only in Florida. Michael the other day was like, living in Florida is literally comical. Just comical.
It is. And you know what? When I lived closer to like the bigger lake chain of lakes that were up in the Midwest, it's still kind of that water world where it's a different world where people play by different rules.
Yes.
And it's like, yes, it's not the ocean. And yes, no pirates have actually been to live in the Ozarks. But it's like, trust me, I've met some dudes from Camdenton and they are the pirates.
Yeah, they are. Ozarks. Oh, yeah, I know. I mean...
So, I mean, then you can find them.
You can find them everywhere. Yeah, you can find it. It just, whatever it might be. But then, I mean...
But then again, they look like a straight-laced Barack and all of a sudden they lose their shit.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Because he would not be someone I'd look up and be like, yeah, you're a walking Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then we're profiling. So anyway, we're not
who knows? Who knows? But what was so we had a viewer question.
Oh, yes, we did have a viewer question. So actually, since we are in April and we are past April 2nd, one of the questions that we've been getting asked is, which is a constant question, what's going on in the real estate market?
Yeah.
But specifically right now, regarding the new tariffs that are being imposed, there's a lot of people that are asking questions of, since that has happened and since different things are happening, is it impacting? Yeah.
It's kind
the
of
market.
I mean, to be determined. I mean, we know in March we were very busy.
Oh,
April started off incredibly busy.
Yep.
And we don't know yet. I mean, we don't know. I mean, I think people are pausing a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yes. Do I think that buyers are taking their sweet time with certain things? Yeah. Do I think they can in certain markets?
Yeah.
Like as we call them mini markets or micro markets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can. I think that they're more educated buyers now.
Yeah.
That they're able to do their due diligence.
Or at least trying to.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like get them with the right agent and
get them with the right agent.
They're asking more questions.
Figure out all of those things.
Yeah.
I figure out, is it a block home? Is it a wood home? And so the tariff piece of it, I mean, I think it's going to slow everyone down for a little.
I think it's a pause. It's a moment for pause.
Yeah, it's a moment for pause. And, some people that, saw their 401k tank in the last couple of days I mean, history has a way of just bouncing right back, right? And so
human beings in general have a very short memory. You know what I mean? Short-term memory wise.
Yeah.
So
and we listen and we don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. Yes. We do.
I personally am not working with any international clients right now, like from Canada or anything like that. I have noticed that the conversations that I'm hearing, even in social settings, though, because it is snowbird season, that there are privy conversations that are being had out after a few drinks, and they are spilling the tea. And so right now, I've overheard more hesitation than I've heard in the past regarding specific investors like Canadians.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that there is a large number of Canadian owners.
There is.
And
it took us a long time to get back here after COVID.
I feel like they just got back. And that was something they were saying.
That was a huge market for us. It was a huge market for us. We would see Canadian travelers twice a year, and it was a huge market for us. And they owned property down here, and they probably still do, but it took a couple of months for them to a couple of years for them to come back.
That's what I'm saying, and that was one of the things that they were kind of relaying to me was like, we just got here.
Yes.
Like, we're not going to sell. We're not going to get crazy. It's not a burn off or anything like that.
That's
but
right.
It's just like now we have to rethink the fact of some place that we've been so happy to get back to.
Yeah.
Is it the best option for us? I also heard that there's been some changes in the capital gains tax conversions for the Canadians that they sell their American
all those
property.
Different things.
So these are just different things to take into consideration.
It's too early to say. I mean, there's inventory. We know that.
Yes.
There's inventory.
Oh, there's inventory.
And every day it's building up.
Yeah.
I mean, every day it is. But someone was asking me the other day, well, like the prices are going down, and it's like, yes, if you compare them to where they were a couple of years ago, they are going down because there is more inventory. Right. They were too high. They weren't even fair.
They weren't fair.
They were not even fair that no one in this, they weren't even affordable and fair.
No.
So they're leveling out.
Yeah.
But with that being said, like they needed to level out. People needed to be able to make honest decisions as opposed to
knee jerk. I feel like a lot of it was like, we got to go now.
Yeah. And buying a property where they didn't even know where it was. And then they find out it's like,
well, it was cheap money. I mean, if they were financing properties, 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes, it was cheap money.
It was 2 to 3%.
It was cheap money. All they looked at was make sure it was an Airbnb place. But then we also there's a lot of markets or homes on the market in this area that is saturating the market to make it look like there's more than what there is, but they're just destroyed. I mean, if you have an honest buyer looking for an honest home to move in that's move-in ready, you have to look through the MLS pictures to see if it's a
dig.
Yeah.
It's a dig right now because I get what you're saying because it's not a straight up residential search.
No, it's not.
For the multiple listings.
For the most part,
you have to actually go through and look at the photos.
Mm-hmm. Especially
I changed I changed all of, yes, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
I've changed all of the buyers' active searches that I have right now that are sending out things that come active that are within their price or within their search criteria. Excuse me. I feel like I have the hiccups about to start and I really hope that's not real.
It's very real.
But I've taken it off of auto and which
I do concierge.
I do concierge where I cherry pick and make sure I get notified. I go through and make sure that it is what they want. But there were a few that were pretty general and just being they're like, we want to see it all. Yeah. So I let it ride.
Yes.
But now
agreed.
I'm taking it back.
Yeah.
Because you're absolutely right. You have to read the verbiage and you have to look through the photos because I'm noticing that there's a lot of pre-hurricane photos, almost like rendering drawings or staging photos that, show you what it was and what it could be again.
Yeah, it's almost like we need to have some sort of
a button, a check, a check that we can put. I don't know what that would be though. And that's a temporary search.
It would be a temporary search. But yeah, I mean, on the MLS, we have the ability to set up a search for everyone.
Yeah.
That's, a little bit faster than Zillow.
I wonder if it could be a furnished, where instead of furnished, unfurnished, partially furnished, it could be demoed, remodeled, partial demo.
People. Maybe we could bring it to that State of the Union mayor's meeting. Can we talk about the MLS?
You go to NAR for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you find NAR's there for that?
I don't think so.
Let's invite them.
You know what? Shout out. I don't think
it could be our third for the flight for the mayor's meeting.
You know what?
Just need a rep from NAR.
We actually know somebody that's on the board of the National Association.
They're going to be our third. Okay. Well, we want to reach out to Zillow too first because that's what our people see.
God, Zillow is a necessary evil right now, but we love them.
We do.
We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge. Yeah, they make our lives easy and hard.
Yeah. So that was one of the questions that we are getting bombarded with is obviously what's always going on in real estate, but how is this current economy or passing of legislature affecting basically what's going on? I will say that I was privy to analytics within our leadership meeting, and we are up from March of last year. Actually, we have the final totals back in transactions, contracts written,
we can even
listings taken.
I mean, you versus you and I together, we would say that's true.
Yeah, personally, that's definitely been true this year. I was going to say, So, I mean, it is, but there's a lot more
movement. Buyers are off the sidelines. They may not be making a move immediately,
Right.
but they're definitely actively looking and waiting for that home to just seal the deal.
And
say,
honestly, the fact that they're not seeing these interest rates really drop at all, and they're not seeing anything that gives them confidence necessarily that they're going to be, I think they're tired of waiting.
Well, and I think that most situations, almost all of the mortgage companies are saying in 6 months, because at that point you will have used all of the incentives and they will have made sense for us to offer the incentives. You will be able to refinance. And we'll do it at a lower cost as far as closing costs, or waive the closing costs, or you just have to pay the admin fees or something like that. So I think that people are understanding that. But I mean, that would be the whole point. If you don't understand it, it's at least worth a phone call.
Yes, please reach out.
It's just worth a phone call. I mean, we're not guaranteeing anything. We're not promising anything, but at the very least, we're just trying to educate you on what might be going on and what some of the options are. I mean, there's some fantastic options out there.
And let's not listen to Uncle Bob and the news, and let's actually
the media that sells, right? No, we don't need to. We need to just listen to the facts.
Listen to the facts. And also, your situation is not what the general population is
everyone's got a little bit of a
when we hear
different
about these doom and gloom situations. So either that, or we're going to figure out the right path to put you on to where you can get to the bestest of best.
Exactly. So that.
All right, guys. So I think we're going to leave it there for today. Of course, again, thank you so much for joining in. We are going to have some big, exciting things coming up. I can't wait for our first guest speaker. I think we've settled on who that person might be. But as always, please feel free to give us a subscribe and a follow on the YouTube channel and our Instagram page. It's going to be great.
It's going to be so great.
And stay tuned. If you also have anything, I know we're really early on in this process, but I just want to throw it out there already. Within reason. Okay.
Yes.
We are going to have some decor that's going to be in our studio now. And we would love it if anybody wanted to send us something that they would like to have displayed. This could be with business logos. This could be bumper stickers. If you found out that Stephanie and I have an affinity for something specific and you want to buy us a trinket about it, you can go ahead and feel free to send it in. Otherwise, if you also have any suggestions about things that you guys would like to see or hear about, please let us know.
Love to see it.
And as always, please keep sending in your lovely listener questions because we are loving it.
Loving it. Awesome. See you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.